Welcome to my little space, where heart and hook stitch up a place, where we can together make a refuge, safe for all our sake. This right here is Dot. You've seen her in a video a while ago. She's my cousin because she's my uncle's dog. You follow? So she's staying with us for a little bit because my uncle is traveling. And she's the sweetest. Clearly, it is getting towards spooky season, Halloween season, because I've sold now another Ruth Bader Ginsburg collar and another Queen Elizabeth I wig. Initially, I came up with this pattern for a customer who requested it. I use loop stitch for this, and I'll show you some real-time crocheting of the loop stitch. It's kind of fun. It's a little bit of a tongue twister for your fingers until you get the hang of it. But here I'll show you several that I've made before. I've enjoyed having some fun photo shoots with them. I've had my daughter photograph them, and I've also received some pictures from some customers. So I'll show you an assortment here. Hello! So I showed a little bit of the stitching of this loop stitch. I'm not even sure if that's what it's called. I think it's called loop stitch. This is for a toddler age child, so I'm actually not going to put it on to model it, although I have modeled these plenty of times. I've made a bunch of these over the years. So this is ready to ship now, as well as a collar, so I will set that aside. I think I'll ship on Friday today. The other thing that I need to finish, because I have an order for one, is one of these flying spaghetti monsters. And now I'm finally having to get into this bag. Now this bag has bundles of noodles. Each bundle is how many I need for one monster. And then, well, this one already has the noodles attached. Oh, it looks like I just have extra bundles of noodles. See, I forget at what stage of each of these I got cut off there because my phone storage was full and I didn't realize it. So, but basically I lose track. If I'm doing like a batch making thing and then I set it aside for a while, I just totally forget where I'm at. So I actually have, let's see, several of these all the way put together except for the final noodle placement. I mean, what I mean by that is they have all the parts already attached. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So since I sold one, and this is the second time I've sold one without having already one put together. The last time I had to put one together, I'm going to just put all 8 of these together. And as you can see, I still have other extra parts at the ready for more. It's always good to have just parts on hand, and if I don't have something I need to work on making, just can make up some noodles, some meatballs, parts for these, because these are always good sellers. So I'm going to spread these out on my bed. I've got my pins, and now begins the long, laborious task of pinning and stitching them. It doesn't actually take as long as it seems like it should for how, what's the word, monotonous this is. But I got this. I got this. I'll get these done quickly tonight, and then I will be glad I did. And then I think instead of starting mouth puppets, because here I am getting these done, I want to jump right into my next matching hood and shrug, and I'm going to do yellow next because I'm going through the rainbow. I did red and orange, so yellows in my scrap yarns, and I'm excited to that. I'm excited to see how that's going to turn out. So that gives me motivation to get through these, because then maybe tonight I can pull out my yellows and show you what I have. Okay, here we have them all ready to go. And here I've got all my pins in little piles of 5 so that I can use the pins and then count them as I get them back out to make sure I've gotten all of my pins back out. I want to send out a huge thank you to any customers who leave me positive reviews. It really helps my Etsy shop. Okay, as you can see, I've got yellows out, and I decided to include any little balls of scraps that are in sort of like an off-white as well. And I grabbed these bigger skeins from my yarn cabinet. This is just some like skinny baby yarn that I'll double that up. This as well is also a skinny baby yarn that I will double up. I'm not necessarily a big fan of these baby yarns. I just don't really specifically look for them, but I happened to get a bunch in a patch of secondhand yarns once. So what I've done is I've ordered them from smallest amount to largest amount, and as you can see, I've got like backups of these ones just so I know I have that extra if I end up needing it. And my plan, it's always different depending on what the range I have of stuff to work with for that color scheme. But since I want to use a bunch of stuff this time, I'm actually going to alternate more rows than I normally do for this pattern. So it's actually going to take 12. So not just alternating rows of the petals, the flower stitch itself, but individual rows, because each flower row, petal row, is actually 2 rows. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 for one panel. 12 rows for one panel. And then for the next panel, I will start 2 spots up. So I'll start here and I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then for the third panel, I'll start here and end here. Well, here I am. I finished my flying spaghetti monsters. Once again, I didn't get them done last night. I always have an idea that I can get through more in an evening than I can before I end up getting sleepy, unless I'm forcing myself to stay awake, like by drinking extra coffee and stuff. But I got started. This is the first panel I needed to do of the next shrug, and as you can see, it's all yellows. I find it quite mesmerizing. And if I bring it in close, you can see I actually did a different yarn for every single row, rather than normally this row and this row I do the same, this row and this row I do the same, but I'm actually changing it up for these little thinner chained rows just because I have so many different yarns, and I kind of like the mottled effect, the multicolored yellow. There's a lot going on even though it's just yellow. Obviously, it's not just yellow. This is a color changing that has yellow and white and orange and like dark red. So yeah, so I'll probably finish this shrug tonight. I keep saying what I'm going to finish tonight and then I don't, but I think I will. And then I thought I would tell you a little bit about, I got offered to monetize on Facebook. Now, I've recently taken my personal Facebook page with my name, Aileen Robinson, and basically made it a copycat of my crochet page, because I had started a page just for my crochet, and I named it after the same name as my Etsy shop way back when, Lean Green Bean. And that's Leen, like my name, Aileen, not like, you know, thin. Lean Green Bean, that's my crochet page on Facebook. But now my personal page is basically a duplicate of that. Everything I post on the crochet page, I also post now on my personal page and publicly. So I just kind of kept both of them up because they both have different sets of followers, and I didn't want to confuse them or ostracize anybody, and I wanted to keep all of the followers from every possible source that I have. And I ended up just getting offered from Facebook to monetize the Lean Green Bean page. So I've done that, and now I'm getting notices that any of the reels that use copyrighted music, it's fine, I can keep them, but I only get 20% of ad revenue, and the copyright owner of that music gets 80%. So little by little, when I get a notice of a reel that is getting me only 20% ad revenue, I'm taking down that reel, adding in my own music that I've been using here on YouTube, and uploading it there, re-uploading it. And going forward, starting yesterday, I've been on all the platforms across the internet that I post my social media stuff on. I'm using my own music now, from now on. So it's totally original content now across all platforms, because I just need to simplify my life. I don't need to be making multiple versions of every post, depending on the platform I'm posting on. Just simplify my posting and my editing life a little bit so that I can do a little bit more crochet. And then also in the long term, and in the short term, I'm building more of a unique presence, I think, on all the platforms, using my own music, unique music, rather than somebody else's music. And I'm giving myself more opportunity. Sorry, I'm bonking my mic, aren't I? I'm giving myself more opportunity for making more ad revenue, potentially. I don't know. I have heard that Facebook can be good for monetization compared to Instagram. I am monetized on Instagram, but it's pennies per day, pennies per week. I earned $5 from Instagram this year. So since like February. So for like half a year, I've earned $5 on Instagram. So I'm hoping that Facebook will be better. Because any little bit helps in this quest to be a full-time successful artist. I also sold a Mittens Bernie doll, and I already had several made up, so I grabbed one out of my Bernie's drawer. I had to make up more hearts to attach to my packages, and of course I like to write everybody's name special. I didn't really talk about or show much about the hood being made, but I was mostly making that while visiting with some guests that we had at the house. And so here I'm modeling both the hood and the shrug together. They are two separate pieces. I have listings for both styles that you can purchase in my shop, and I will custom make you a hood or a shrug. I also at the moment have these three available, the red, orange, and yellow shrug and hood. I just haven't made listings in my shop yet. So here I organized my yarn scraps again from smallest to largest, and this one I am just going from smallest to largest ball with a fancy frilly yarn in between each at the seam. This Nana is named after my friend. I'll show her when she's finished. Look at the flower on her head. I love it. I didn't record any of this being made. Once again, I'm living in the moment a little bit more this week. I don't have a super long video this week. Just to show how lucky I am, I have a partner who loves to cook and he's really good at it. So here are a couple of the feasts that he prepared. This lamb leg he cooked perfectly. And then look at these little cheesecakes he made. This is keto, low carb, no sugar cheesecake. Well, hello. It is now Sunday evening and I'm back home. I went to my partner's for the weekend and I basically just made a whole Nana without touching base with you guys. And look how fun she is. So I'll do a photo shoot for this one tomorrow, get it out of the way. Little flower on her head. This is my 46th one and she is Nana Maureen. She's named after a friend of mine. And the next thing, I'm just going to show you a few things. The next thing I'm going to be doing this evening now is I'm going to finish. I've already been crocheting hearts out of this yarn. As you can see, this is kind of full of hearts. So these are for my little gift for adding to my packages. So I'm going to finish going through that skein, fill the bag with hearts, and then put that away for a little bit. And the next thing I'm going to be making is a shawl, somebody else's pattern. It was a request from a customer. So I'll show you some of that as I get to that. That'll be the next thing after the hearts, finishing that skein, just to get that out of the way. And then I just picked this up on my way home from somebody who lived right off the freeway on my way. And I think it's 20 of these little skeins. It's like this ribbon yarn. It's really soft. And it's from Italy. And it's acrylic and polyamide. I don't know if that's how you say it or not. But 20 skeins of that for $15. So that's a steal. And then this is funny. I just wanted to show you my bulk buy of stuffing that I use for my dolls has run out. Just about. I have just like a little bit left. But I haven't repurchased it yet because I've had my kids organizing their stuff over the past few months and getting stuff out of their room that they don't want anymore. And this is one of the things. It's still like in really nice shape. The material is really like new. It did pop open here. So I was considering just donating this, but then I thought, you know what, this is, with it being broken open, I would either need to mend it and then donate it, or it's actually quite valuable to me in all the stuffing that's in here. And then I also have some ideas for what I might use the fabric for. It's really nice and new still. So I've got all this stuffing I can use, and there's already a hole there. So this is my bag of stuffing at the moment. And this, it's a catacorn. The cat with a unicorn horn. So this one is intact. This one has been snuggled more, so the material is a little bit more used. I also have an idea for the fabric of this, but this is also a big bag of stuffing. So rather than donating these, I'm going to use them. I'm going to repurpose the materials. So the next several dolls and plushes and anything that I stuff is going to be stuffed with this stuff. And you know, at some point when I don't have orders or I need to find something to do, I will show you a project that I'm thinking of with this. Basically, I'll tell you, I have a jacket that has like it's like a faux leather, and around the collar where it folds, it's all flaking off. So I thought it would be fun to line that with some of this faux fur or some of this other plush from the alligator. I'm not sure which one I would prefer. I was thinking probably more like this one. Aside from that, when I do empty these out of stuffing, I won't throw the material away, the fabric. I will definitely keep it along with my fabric remnants. If I had the rights to the music from 2001: A Space Odyssey, that would be playing over this right now. I just finished the skein and it made this many hearts. So I took a picture of the hearts and posted it on my social medias, and I have been noticing and irritated by this thing that Instagram does. Oftentimes when I post like a single photo or just a few photos at a time, it will darken the photos quite significantly. And so I did a side-by-side here so you can see that the left is what the photo is supposed to look like, and on the right is what saved to my phone after posting it on Instagram, which is basically what it looks like on Instagram. Actually, if anything, it looks a little darker on Instagram, and I don't know why. Like all my other posts are normal, like the reels are normal, and usually if I post a whole bunch of pictures, it's normal. It's usually only if I post one picture or just a few pictures that it just gets really dark, and I don't know why. Does anybody else experience that? So I had a customer find a pattern she wanted me to make, somebody else's pattern, and she'd like me to recreate it in the same color scheme and the same vibe as the original shown on the pattern. So that's what this is. It's the Wanderer Geometric Wrap, and the person who designed it goes by Crochet Art by the River on Facebook, and on Instagram and TikTok she is Small Cotton Creations. And I've been following her for quite a while and very impressed by her beautiful work. So this was kind of fun for me to get a request for one of her patterns for the first time. You will have to stay tuned until next week's video to see more of that and the finished product and photo shoot. This is my weekly reminder that my Nanas Against Trump and Fascism project is a fundraiser for the ACLU. So each of these that I sell will be donated to the ACLU minus shipping. Stay tuned for next Tuesday's video, when you'll see that shawl all finished and you'll see whatever other shenanigans I get up to. Crochet hooks and colors bright, crafting wonders day and night. Join the fun, come see it through. Subscribe and I'll create for you.